Hello everyone, and my name is HyperONE, and welcome back to another video where I cast your StarCraft 2 replays. This replay is actually not sent in to me by a viewer. As you can tell, it is one of my games that I played in a tournament. I was Gold 1 at the time, my opponent was Platinum 3. It is going to be a match on Ephemera on Ladder Edition. If you want to cast your replay, please read the video description. Anyway, without further ado, let's introduce who we have today. In the top left hand corner, we have the Green Terran player, HyperONE. Which is me, of course, but I'm going to be referring to myself in the third person for the rest of the video. At least for the rest of the cast. In the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, TANG. Going to be a pylon gateway wall up over here. And barracks is a little bit... I don't know if that... Okay, it's going to be... It's actually a gas first. It's a gas first into Rex build. Similar going up, probe going across the map, of course. To scout, as you might imagine. Honestly, I think this is a little bit of an early scout timing. But hey, I don't know. So for the YouTube audience, I spent the entire... Okay, so Tang is going to scout double gas, and HyperONE's going to pull some probes to kill it. And because the Tang does not know how to mineral walk his probe, the probe dies. The question is it worth it for HyperONE to have pulled those probes? And also, I need to change this back. I'm so sorry. Anyway, back to the game. So for the YouTube audience, I just spent several minutes arguing with my Twitch chat over whether to refer to myself in third person or first person. And I eventually decided that I'm going to do it in third person because I like to keep the style of casting as similar as possible to my usual viewer casts. Anyway, back to the game. It's going to be a cyber core at 20. It's going to be a cyber core and a pylon. So no sign of an expansion. And the national is going to be quite late. It's going to be a tech lab and a marine over here. It's going to be a factory, and I'd pretend to not know what this build is, even though I do know it. But I'm going to pretend like I don't know what's going on here. I'm just kidding. I guess I can't do that, can I? This is going to be really weird. Anyway, I can tell you right now that a cyclone is about to start up right now. This is going to be a cyclone. As soon as we have the minerals for it. Oh wait, yeah, there you go. Cyclone. Wow, I have such huge brain prediction powers. Anyway, going to be a reactor and a factory, presumably for a second factory with a reactor on it. Wow, that sounds weird. And anyway, Tang scouted that there's only one CC and both gases are fully saturated. So Tang should know that something funny is about to happen. Looks like 5 SCVs will be pulled off the line, and my guess is that they're gonna follow this. Yeah, they're gonna follow the cyclone. Yeah, they're gonna follow the cyclone. So, and the barracks is going across the map. So this is some kind of a cyclone rush with the Widow Mines. Oh my god. And meanwhile, Tang finished up the second gateway at home. Expansion is almost halfway done. Tang has no idea this is down to back. What could this be? This is so crazy. Yeah, so as someone from my experience, I actually have watched some Maru videos. I can tell you that 2 factory this early definitely usually tends to involve cyclones. Because nobody does cyclone heli in this early. It's usually cyclone. We don't mind. Let's say these SCVs are here to repair the cyclone if anything goes wrong. Cannot lose the SCVs though. Losing the SCVs is a big deal here because if you lose all of them, you have to pull more, and the Widow Mine is buried so far back here for some reason, and the Marines is going to get moved over here. Yeah, that Widow Mine placement is not exactly the greatest. It should be way up in the front. An armory could be built right now, I guess. Okay, Cyclone lock on. Okay, are we gonna get these? Okay, the Zealot will go down, and the SCVs are gonna help repair the... Okay, so Widow Mine barrels up front. It's gonna take a lot of... It's not gonna die, and it's also gonna take a lot of damage. SCVs don't need to repair the Widow Mine. You need to pull back. You pull back the SCVs. You only need to repair... You need to repair the Cyclone with the SCVs. You can't let them die. Pylon will go down. Barracks providing good vision. Barracks, obviously, with its 1,000 hit points, is gonna provide a... Okay, probes go up the ramp. Oh, big connection is gonna kill 6 probes. and this Nexus is dead. So another stalker will die. There's no armor yet, so okay, that pylon's gonna go down. Cyclones are gonna go back down the ramp, and yeah, Robo on one base is not fun for a Progress player. 6 gateways off of 2 base. 6 gateways off of like barely, not even 2 base, because you didn't even start saturating this. Seems like way too many gateways. But hey, this guy is Platinum 3 and very fresh coming back from the game. No, the barracks is not gonna have vision of the ledge anymore.
Systems go.
You really hold position on that barracks, or else it's gonna continually lose vision. Upgrades, the Mac Field Accelerator is done already, as well as Warp Gate, as you can tell. Unfortunately, loses the Cyclone because the SCV micro is a little bit poor. When they auto-cast repair, they sort of tend to, like, when they auto-cast repair, the mechanical, they tend to just, like, it sort of feels like they're in pole position in terms of your ability to run units past them. You cannot just run their Cyclones through them. Those Widow Mines are way too far back to do anything. And, okay, Cyclone way too far forward. Gonna take some big damage from the Immortal, but the scan is gonna help take care of, okay, Hardened Shield activating again, but gonna kill the Immortal, and that Cyclone survives. Okay, these Widow Mines really need to move up front, and this barracks keeps moving back. This barracks keeps losing vision. Why are you running the Widow Mines into the Stalkers? Kind of funny watching you critique your own gameplay, I know, right? Anyway, 4 Cyclones have showed up. This should be... This feels like a lot of these Cyclones are, like... These Cyclones get 4-shot. Like, every Cyclone shot from lock-on does 40 damage now, so Cyclones 4-shot Stalkers. So you can 4-shot, like, 4 of these Cyclones at the same time. I'm gonna pull some probes. Pull some probes and make some Zealots to deal with the Widow Mines. I like this. Gonna do a big lock-on wave. Unfortunately, we're going to lose vision, and one of the Cyclones is going to go down again. SCV goes down, and all of a sudden, the sustain part of... Okay, the sustain that comes with this rush is all of a sudden going to go down as we right-click... Oh, God. And all just like that, all the Widow Mines die, the barracks is on low HP, and the Cyclones have to run home. So this rush appears to be over. This rush appears to be just over. Unfortunately, HyperONE with a very big lead is going to throw it away by some not particularly refined micro of the Cyclones and Widow Mines there, as well as the SCVs. Okay, so now Tang is going to move across the map. And oh, looks like HyperONE's abandoning the low ground. Okay, looks like HyperONE is pretty scared of a counter push happening. He's gonna scan. Gonna notice that just barely notice the Stalker's coming up. So yeah, HyperONE just gonna get some siege tanks, camp it out on the high ground. Oh, I don't know that floating the overall command that far away is necessary by any means. But yeah, we're just gonna sit up here, siege the tank up, and this should be a reasonably defensible position for the time being. Tang has just finished taking up the natural nexus, and HyperONE is now retaking the low ground with the orbital that is now almost 100 energy on it. So overall, that rush, I feel like this puts, I don't know where this puts the two players economically. Like usually by this point in the game, Terran is behind on workers, but they're also their production means that they're also substantially ahead on army. But that's bio, and this is mech. There's a starport that's done, 2 siege tanks up here. I think I would move one down to the low ground a bit. Widow Mines will show up here, and the Stalkers look like the Stalkers gonna pick some up. Everyone's not gonna notice that everyone not really noticing that there's an observer, so these Widow Mines are gonna be picked up for free. Lock-on gonna encourage those Stalkers to get the hell out. I'm gonna be drilling claws on the way for HyperONE. Stalkers being sent home. Scans the natural base. Not gonna see any. You're gonna see that Tang is saturating the gases, not much more. Sees a few immortals. Everyone already knows that there's a robo in play, but what is the other choice of tech? It will be a Twilight Council, which is halfway done. And already both players, Tang already already mined out half of the patches over here, so not really having as much income. Everyone having a little bit more income with those mules, and fortunately, supply blocked. Tang has so much spare supply. Like, look how many pylons, like 68 out of 110 supply. Anyway, it does look like it will be mech play. Oh, what's this? After doing aggressive mech opening, it's gonna be a surprise bio transition. And surprise in that the observer doesn't see it, but as soon as the bio units pop out, it's probably not going to be a surprise that HyperONE is making bio units. Overall, production tab. Twilight Council on the way. Blink just started up. 2 more gateways are being thrown out as well. Looks like it's going to be Liberators as the support, as the... going to be Liberators coming out of the starport, I would think. Really like to see some medevacs with the bio. Reactor to tech lab. Okay, 2 tech labs and 2 reactors. Yeah, this is, I'd say that this is floating a bit of money, but we're also about to start a bio unit production. Man, we're gonna get supply blocked, aren't we? Everyone's been getting supply blocked a lot this game. Combat Shield and Stim will be starting up at 11 minutes in the game. Everyone's sending an SCV to scout, what are you gonna see? Okay, you see that there's stalkers, and that a lot of them are at home, not really anything else. You don't really see anything else. Of course. Hellbat, Cyclone, Liberator, Widowmine, holding this choke point. And Storm is on the way. Blink basically almost done at this point. Anyway, it looked like the game has like settled down for a bit. Observer gonna move around a bit better vision. Does Tang notice that? Okay, Tang should notice by now that HyperONE's SCVs are going this way to Mind. But I still don't see another expansion coming for HyperONE, whereas Tang is halfway done with his 3rd base. Oh, looks like, okay, unsieging the tanks. Looks like HyperONE is getting ready for a move out. Which Tang should notice, see if he does. Should just be the camera vision is there. We're looking at his point of view. He's not directly looking up the observer, and we don't know if he has the minimap DLC, guys. Also, just 2 more robos went down for some reason. Okay, so he sees that there's an army here, but what are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with that information? Liberator is gonna... Okay. What the actual hell is this siege? Hello? We're gonna siege all the tanks back up here. We're gonna move the bio forward, and it's all gonna get stormed, and it's all gonna die. Yeah, okay, and then we're also sieging our Liberators really weird, so they could just walk around this side if they wanted to, but instead we're just gonna walk directly into the... This is fantastic. This is definitely Gold League. This is definitely a Gold League game for those of you who are wondering. This is definitely Gold League levels of unit control going on here. That Immortal's dead. More Marines showed up. Yay. Also, HyperONE floating a crap ton of money. We are now only just expanding to the 3rd base on site. It looks like we're also expanding down here and over here, so we are triple expanding to compensate for the fact that we've been on 2 base for 14 minutes. Okay, Marine production continues. What's Tang doing? Looks like we got War Zealots and High Templar immortals. That's nice, but we're not actually producing anything. Okay, so some reason HyperONE floating a lot more money than Tang has also lost way fewer units, which is cool. Okay, so it looks like HyperONE's apparently push again. Tanks are hidden over here this time, and the Liberators will siege up in this exact position again. Tang totally sees this siege up. So how is Tang gonna engage into this? I hope he doesn't make the same mistake of running to the... Okay, so actually using his brain this time is gonna realize that he doesn't have to walk into this, he's just gonna walk around. And, oh boy. And the Marines are just gonna sit in the storms again. Yeah, and that this engagement is a total rush for HyperONE. Yeah, like I said, not the best unit control coming out of both players, but it looks like Tang is caught onto the whole don't walk. If your opponent is sieged up, is like all these powerful siege units that only cover a certain area, don't walk into that area. Just walk around it. Oh god, don't. Okay, Tang totally sees what's going on over here. Okay, HyperONE, gonna kill the observer, nice. Sees it. That is something you don't expect most gold players to do. The observers are very hard to see. They're practically invisible, so it can be very hard to tell when they're on your screen. They do shine a little bit. HyperONE scanning every expansion on the map, hoping that Tang hasn't expanded yet. Meanwhile, it looks like there's a planetary here, orbital here, and another planetary over here. So, okay, we're getting... Oh, there's fusion cores finished up. 2 more Liberators. Yamato cannon. Are we getting battle... Looks like battle cruisers. Oh, a lot of starports looking battle cruisers on the way. Tang gonna move out again. And I think HyperONE definitely sees this. HyperONE scans the army. Doesn't know about that base yet, but he's gonna go the long way home because the short way is covered by Tang. Tang's observer has been here the entire game. It's like it's been... I don't know if it's exactly been giving a whole lot of good vision. What just happened? Oh. Oh, did you just lose the warp prism? Okay, you just lost the warp prism on 2 Widow Mines burrowing in the tall grass. The tall grass is a side blocker, by the way. If you are not in the tall grass and you're on the ground and there are no air units, you cannot see to the other side of the tall grass. You have to walk into it first. So, looks like more Liberators are going to be pumped out. Halfway done with Lib range. Yamato cannon just finished up. Upgrades looking like 2-2 for infantry and +2 ship weapons for HyperONE, as well as advanced servos, which is now done. But Tang hasn't really gotten any upgrades of any sort, aside from the blink and charge at the start and the storm. No attack upgrades or armor upgrades of any sort. 4th base is about to be done. Where are you scanning? You're scanning here, and you are scanning everywhere to find out where this army is. Okay, the HyperONE knows that the army is here. Wait, oh right. Wait, what had happened? Oh, looks like these Widow Mines. Oh, is it these Widow Mines? Okay, so it looks like these Widow Mines walked in here. Oh, we weren't paying attention. The cheeky maneuver. Okay. Oh gosh, and they're gonna get 11 kills. Not bad. Okay, speed this up. The observer's gonna pop out any second now, and then these Widow Mines are dead. Okay, so where does this leave us? Okay, Yamato cannon was actually not finished. I lied. +2 ship weapons is on the way. +1 for ground. Finally on the way for Tang, and another armory being produced. So Tang is doubling everyone's army supply, and like even more than doubling. So if Tang just moves across the map right now, Tang wins. Double expanding, or making a double CC over here. HyperONE definitely saturating the mineral, like all the bases a bit more. 40 workers to 67. Tang taking more bases, but doesn't seem to have remembered that he can produce probes. These are just sitting idle. There are no idle bases in HyperONE to his credit, or idle workers in HyperONE's main base to his credit. Okay, Tang's moving out. So what happens here? Looks like HyperONE is making battle cruisers now. This is not a tech lab or a reactor yet for some reason. Dark Shrine, 3/4 of the way done, and this this gateway is still unpowered from the start of the game when the pylon died here. So we're gonna head back home. This SCV is gonna come around for a scout, who can indeed confirm that there are no bases over here. Gonna find that base. Tang, where are you going? Okay, it looks like we're finally actually feeling safe enough to move the armory around on the map. Yamada cannon almost done. More BCs in production. Expanding here as well. And these are done. We're turning that into an orbital Nanso-planetary. Cool. Yeah, okay. HyperONE making 3 battle cruisers at a time. And concussive shells for some reason, well, you know, marauders. Planetary Fortress will be abandoned. Not gonna repair it. Liberator's setting up here. Siege Tank's setting up here. I don't think Tang wants to walk into that. Yeah, it would be a terrible idea, I think, for Tang to walk into that. Instead, Tang's just gonna go around to this completely exposed natural base. Oh, we are making marauders. Anyway, Tang's army, everyone's army completely out of position to defend Tang pushing into here. Sound of HyperONE's natural. In a world of pain as the natural CC blows up, and we're gonna bring the entire army back here. Oh, wow. And I missed. Battle cruisers are gonna jump, tactical jump into the main of Tang. Recall will be, there'll be a recall, but the recall will not go through as the BCs are too strong. They're not gonna be able to charge up this ramp either. There's 6 Liberators holding this position here, plus 3 ship weapons, so they're just gonna destroy everything, but everything on the ground here is going to be destroyed. Battle cruisers are caught at home. This battle cruiser needs to jump. Can jump to the other side of the map. Cause more damage. All these battle cruisers are completely uncontested. But so is this army over here. DT's High Templar, Immortals, and Stalkers shredding through everything. And they're not gonna touch the main. Main is safe for now. Battle cruisers still killing everything over here. And Tang's army moving around the map. It's gonna run into this base. Like Tang sees this base. Tang's totally gonna attack it. Tang's either gonna attack this base or he's gonna come home to defend these BCs, and I feel like with the amount of like advantage in army he has, he should not be base trading. Like actually, if he does base trade, the BCs will totally. The BCs should lose in a direct fight. So Tank should go for a base trade. Okay, double planetary defense over here. Liberators flew all the way around to set up. Okay, that planetary goes down, but storms will miss. Storms are not going to deal with the Liberators very well. Planetary fortress will be repaired the hell out of, and oh my gosh, the Liberators are going to rain freedom down upon this ground army, which cannot shoot up. And all of a sudden, like these, okay, that Archon dies the second it's born, and all of a sudden okay, all the SCVs die, but this planetary stands victorious. And now the BCs are on the map, and there's nothing that can stop them. There are no units for Tang. He also has no unit production. Okay, so does Tang have anything to do with these BCs? Liberators coming over here, Stalkers, there's like a couple Stalkers. They're probably not going to do a whole lot, because there's like a battle cruiser for every Stalker right now. Yeah, I think this is GG. Yeah, this is GG. Okay, and at 22 minutes and 28 seconds, HyperONE will be the winner of this game. And looks like HyperONE not immediately leaving the game. Going to take his sweet time to blast down these buildings that the Protoss player left behind. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so that was that game. HyperONE does finally leave the game. Okay, so resources lost tab is going to be 18,500 for HyperONE and 26,000 for Tang. So overall, HyperONE trading a lot more efficiently this game, even though arguably the unit control was a lot worse. I think at the very end, the Tang totally had this game, I think, but when Tang threw their entire army over, like at this fight, like this fight over here was completely like just complete trash. You attacked into double planetary with six 6 liberators, and you like this is not a particularly large army at all. And also, there are 6 liberators set up here, and most of your army is directly taking damage from those liberators. So yeah, Tang taking a god-awful fight by attacking a repaired planetary with 6 liberators supporting it. And then you just had no stalkers left to deal with the battle cruisers. Also, the lack of upgrades was not particularly helpful either. Only +1 for ground, plus the HyperONE who got 2/2 for infantry, and later on +3 ship weapons, which definitely like makes a big deal with these liberators because they 2-shot like these stalkers instead of 3-shotting them and all that stuff. Yeah, so yeah, that was one of my games that I just cast. And I get okay, so for those of you in both the YouTube and the Twitch audience, I would really appreciate some feedback on this. This is the first time I've cast one of my own games for my content. And I am also going to upload this game to YouTube. So in the YouTube comments, if you watch this entire game and during the do you think this cast felt contrived? Like I know it's all sort of it felt sort of awkward for me to cast my own games in third person, but do you think like would you like if you're on YouTube, would you like to see more games like this where I cast like the games that I played before? Do you think my casting style is okay with it, or would you just prefer that I never do it again? Thanks, I hate it. Thank you very much. So if you're on YouTube, I'll accept your feedback in the comment section, and if you're on Twitch, I guess I'll accept your feedback right now as I am casting this. Anyway, yeah. Overall, my impressions of that game were I could have definitely done the whole siege up thing better. Like my micro was I could have practiced my micro a bit better because I was specifically practicing this build for TVP. Except it doesn't work if your opponent puts down shield batteries if they're remotely intelligent, which is something that I found out the hard way when I kept using it on ladder. And then my bio it was like I don't play bio anymore. I only play mech, and my bio push was like really bad. Like I walked up a choke point with my entire bio army, and I just got stormed, and my siege units were nowhere near to actually support the army. The only reason I actually won this game is because Tang threw away the entire. Like this was the biggest throw of the game. Anyway, yeah, that's really all I have to say about this. I do fondly remember playing this game, and my blood was freaking pumping. And as soon as I won, like everyone like my school who was sitting in the PC room, they freaking popped off because this is the first game of the day, and it was pretty it was a lot more back and forth than the other games that happened to be played that day. Because the other games are also either much shorter. Like they were either straightforward macro games where there was one big fight and someone died, or they were cheese games that ended with the cheese. That or they ended up being complete mismatches. So anyway, yeah. If you're on Twitch, thank you for watching. Up until now, if you're on YouTube, also thank you for watching. And I will see for those of you on YouTube, I'll be back in 2 days with another StarCraft 2 cast video. So yeah, thank you for watching again. I've probably said this way too many times. But anyway, see you next time and goodbye. Okay, and now I can get my thumbnail.